This scene just shows the main characters. Left to right, Andrew Evans, Salone Halenza, and Lenny Evans. Andrew is the second main character, Salone is the first, and Lenny is third. Scene 1 shows Salone taking a nap somewhere outside on a bench. Above him are two missing posters of Andrew and Lenny. Salone doesn't believe nor support the idea of magic and fantasies, so he does not see these posters. However, he can see the entities roaming on Earth. Those who believe or support the idea of magic and fantasies cannot see the entities on Earth but can see the missing posters. This means Andrew and Lenny are not humans and are considered entities from unnerving fantasies. Scene 2 may seem just like ordinary scenes on the trailer, but the background is something you should notice. The first background shows a silhouette of Andrew and Lenny playing together in an indoor playground. Back when they were young, they would be very playful and help each other out no matter what. They are twins after all. The second background shows a small, plain, green grass field in some sort of Greek pillar building. This is a key fantasy that will be used sooner in the future. Scene 3 shows an entity named the Imagination. The imagination is not only an entity, but the entirety of unnerving fantasies. It is known to be very powerful beyond comprehension. When it cuts to the red scene with a traumatizing black and white eye that is crying ink saying, "We are corrupt," the imagination is giving out a serious warning to every being on Earth that unnerving fantasies is not safe and that they should prevent themselves from ever going there. There is a widespread infestation called infestations. Yes, seriously, that will corrupt anything in its path, which has corrupted the imagination. This means the imagination's power has made the entirety of unnerving fantasies to collapse. It is no longer a dream. It is a nightmare. Scene 4 shows three entities known as the three keys of worth. Left to right, the key of the irisonary staremare, the key of the imagination, and the key of the heart dread. These are the children of the imagination, which makes them almost as powerful as the imagination. Each key has its own individual power and ability when possessed by a worthy human being. They all unlock the gates of worth, where you can access unnerving fantasies if you are deemed worthy. Just like the imagination, they cut to the same red scene where the eyes are on their faces. They have also been corrupted, and I think you know what that already means, as previously stated with the imagination. Scene 5 shows two counterpart entities. The first one that shows abnormally large black smiles are known as dreidels, and the second one, which are half the size of dreidels with white smiles, are known as dreadlings. Don't mess or swap them up. Dreidels are very merciful and feed on dreadlings. Dreidels only appear during Irison, also known as day in unnerving fantasies, and hate dreadlings for their hostile behavior. Dreadlings, however, are the complete opposite. Dreadlings only appear during Sterim, also known as night in unnerving fantasies. Dreadlings also hate dreidels and are very scared of them. Dreadlings also feed on humans, so that explains why dreidels try and get rid of dreadlings. Is that considered cannibalism if they are the same species and family? Scene 6 shows Salone scared of a giant plush bunny doll almost 4 times taller than he is. This giant bunny doll is an entity named Buns and Bleed. Many of my friends love her since the beta version released. Buns and Bleed is almost completely infested with infestations and will only be kind if you are kind and accepting to her. If you don't comply so, she might either eat you alive, step on you, or dismember you. Not a pretty fate if you ask me. Salone takes place in this scene, meaning that this scene is very important. Not only Salone is scared of Buns and Bleed's size and the darkness of the huge building she resides in, but she reminds him of something. Salone's little sister, Yitzi, has a plush bunny doll that looks nearly exactly like Buns and Bleed. Same dress, same patches, same accessories. Buns and Bleed recognizes Salone, so she completely spares him. Yitzi does not know about this. If you compare this scene with scene 8, you just may understand how brutal and sad the infestation spread really was. This scene shows two entities from the multi-school, the first daymare in unnerving fantasies, the teacher or Miss Daisy and the nurse or Miss Rose. Picture this. Miss Daisy and Miss Rose have just met in their first years of working at the multi-school. Just a few months after their meet, they have been infested with infestations. They had no clue what was coming and their future relationship now crashed. Think about it. They could have done so many things together if it weren't for those infestations. They were both very kind and nice and would never hurt an insect. They were pure innocence. A comparison to Scene 7, this scene has a similar story. Two entities are shown here. They are the same family called literatures. The brown one is the librarian or Mr. Leon, and the beige one is the maiden or Miss Nalia. Mr. Leon belongs in the multi-school while Miss Nalia belongs in another daymare called the household. Mr. Leon is blind, but his hearing is very strong. His species is literoids, a more hostile kind of literatures with teeth in their bookhead. Miss Naya can quite literally do a lot of jobs such as baking, gardening, cleaning, literally anything you can do around a house. Her species is literettes, a more respectful kind of literatures with a normal bookhead. They met each other through some communication with Miss Daisy. Fortunately, they did not get affected by the infestations yet. This means they formed a close bond together and are now very intimate friends. They are aware of the infestations. This scene shows three entities left to right, Coach Arm, Coach Leg, and Coach Head. As you can see, their names are kind of self-explanatory. Coach Arm has another pair of arms, Coach Leg with another pair of legs, and Coach Head with two more heads. They all lack the rest of their limbs. These entities belong in the multi-school. Surprisingly, this trio is one of the least likely to hurt you. They do differ in personalities, though. Coach Arm is very outgoing and joyful, Coach Leg is very arrogant and ignorant, and Coach Head is very concerned and worried. Even more surprising, their harm levels are all the same. Even Coach Leg would probably just verbally threaten you. However, they have a mixed and complex version of themselves that they prefer to never mention. In the next frame, we see all three of them combine to make an abomination. This is an entity named Eternal. Eternal lurks around in the household at Sterim and will make sure every single breathing lung is sound asleep. You probably don't want to see this thing in person. They do act like a spider and crawl on walls and ceilings too. Your fate is being dismembered and vanishing. Don't wake up.